Dear Chair, dear audience, my name is Bálint Zsombor Sárai. The title of my PhD thesis is Daily Aspects of Oral Medicine. I am a first-year PhD student and a clinical dentist in the Department of Community Dentistry or Public Dental Health. My supervisor is Orsaya Németh, my SMS is Kata Kelemen. My mission is to make a positive difference in all patients' life. My vision is to achieve affordable and good oral health for everyone. To achieve this, I have two ongoing projects, from which the first is investing the efficacy of different treatment methods in Oral Lichen Planus, which will be a systematic review and a network meta-analysis. The project started in September 2023. The co-investigator for this topic is Eli Guttmacher. Regarding to pathogenesis, Oral Lichen Planus is a chronic inflammatory disease of the oral mucosa. Because of the sensitivity, patients at first avoid spicy food. Later, they can only eat neutral taste food, and they can drink only warm water. The striae cause tension in the mucosa, which makes constant discomfort. The disease is not life-threatening, but it reduces the patient's quality of life for decades. Over time, social anxiety and depression can also develop. Speaking of its treatment, there is no gold standard. Topical steroids are used in the first line, however, these have numerous systematic and topical side effects. Recently, calcineurin inhibitors, which reduce the concentration of pro-inflammatory cytokines, also take place. Our aim is to compare the most frequent treatments to get the most effective result. According to that, our clinical question is, which is the more effective treatment, topical steroids or calcineurin inhibitors in patients suffering from Oral Lichen Planus? Based on the PICO framework, our population is patients with OLP. We are comparing calcineurin inhibitors, steroids, and placebo to each other to get the outcomes of lesion morphology, severity of pain, and adverse effects to investigate the safety. Our hypothesis is that topical calcineurin treatment has better efficiency and longer effective period than measured in topical steroid therapy for OLP. Our systematic search was conducted in 4 databases in November, with the search key mentioned on the slide. After the selection process, 28 eligible articles left for the data extraction part. We have 3 finished analyses investigating the severity of pain, the lesion morphology, and adverse effects. So our first analysis aimed the severity of pain using the visual analog scale. Pain is measured on a 10 centimeter long scale after 4 weeks of treatment period. A total of 5 studies were selected with 3 kinds of treatments and data on 275 subjects. According to Sucraplot, calcineurin inhibitor therapy was the most effective, followed by steroid therapy, and placebo had the least impact on decreasing pain in analyzed subjects. A closer look at the leak plot shows us that calcineurin inhibitor therapy decreased pain 1.32 more compared to placebo and 0.11 more compared to steroids. However, these results are statistically insignificant and also clinically irrelevant. 3 studies were selected into the comparison to investigate the lesion morphology. We selected studies that describe the appearance of mucosa on a 0 to 5 point scale according to Tongprazom and colleagues. The effect of measurement was mean difference with 95% confidence interval. As you can see, we got an insignificant and clinically irrelevant result. For the side effects part, we chose transient burning. Transient burning occurs during the first 2 days of treatment period after the drug application. As you can see, transient burning occurred 2.5 times more in the calcineurin inhibitor group than measured in the steroid group. This is statistically insignificant, however, it's clinically relevant. Our project has the strengths that this is the first network meta-analysis in this topic. only randomized controlled trials were included in the comparison, and there are direct and indirect comparisons between the treatment possibilities. Also has limitations such as the small sample sizes from a heterogeneous population, and there are different treatment periods grouped together. The main conclusion is that calcineurin inhibitor therapy is equally efficient as steroid therapy. However, calcineurin inhibitors have more side effects during the first 2 days. For the research part, there is a big need for further research with longer follow-up periods and the detailed side effect reports. I am working on the manuscript now, and just the supplementary material and the introduction part left for me. My second topic is investigating the efficacy and safety of laser therapy on oral mucosal lesions, which will be a systematic review and a meta-analysis. Oral mucosal lesions can be complications of radio or chemotherapy, or can be idiopathic. These lesions start to develop in an asymptomatic manner, followed by the presence of erythema, burning, and increased sensitivity. Erythema may progress into desquamation, followed by the appearance of ulcers associated with dysphagia. Because of its complexity, there is no standard treatment. Topical and systematic therapies include avoiding certain foods, use of local anesthetics, topical or systematic steroids, or anti-inflammatory treatments. However, there is a new approach that uses laser to prevent and heal these lesions. Our aim is to help patients with recurrent pain to live a quality life. According to that, our clinical question is, how efficient is laser therapy compared to conventional therapy in oral mucosal lesions? We are comparing laser therapy to conventional treatments in a population with oral mucosal lesions to get the outcomes of healing time and pain. Our hypothesis is that laser therapy has better efficiency, less harmful effect, and promotes healing better than conventional treatments on oral mucosal lesions. Our systematic search was conducted in 3 databases in April with the search key mentioned on the slide. After duplicate removal, we got over 10,500 results. Now we are working on the title abstract selection. To mention my aims, I would like to finish my first project and submit it in July, and my second in December 2024. To end my presentation, I would like to mention a quote from Katinka Hosszú, who said success is an achievement and not a final destination. Thank you for your attention.
I would have a question regarding your first project. We commonly use the topical steroids to treat oral lichen planus on a clinical field, and we use a solution and cream and so on. And what is the form of the calcineurin inhibitors?
You can use in patches or in gels, like creams.
Okay.
Congrats on your presentation. I would like to ask regarding your second project, do you have any specific oral lesions that you plan to inspect this laser treatment, or generally mucosal lesions?
Thank you for the question. We would like to investigate all mucosal lesions and do the subgroup analysis based on these lesions. So radiotherapy-induced mucositis, or chemotherapy-induced mucositis, or burning mouse syndrome, etc.
Thank you.